come from a judge, not an expert witness.
We've got a panel of attorneys here to weigh in. David Gelman's joining us, as well as Dwane Cates. So, David, if you are Trump attorneys right now, what's going on behind the scenes as you are planning to talk to the judge to try to convince him to set up the jury instructions how you see it to be fair?
I'm going to be prepared for battle, Emma, because right now, and you've seen throughout the trial, everything has been a battle with this judge. He is against Donald Trump, and you can tell the biasness. It just flows. Even yesterday with Robert Costello testifying, and the judge making everybody leave the court so he could admonish the defense's star witness. You know, the judge, I don't know why he would not allow the FEC expert to testify. This judge should not be giving the jury the instructions on FEC testimony, for the reason is he has no idea about it. He is a judge. He's not an FEC expert. So this is just one of the many biases that happen. So the defense attorneys are definitely getting ready right now for a battle, and it's going to be all hands on deck.
Yeah, DwaneCates, can we stay on that topic? The former FEC commissioner denied an opportunity to testify on the stand as an expert witness for the defense. I've argued this before. You would think the prosecution wants someone from the FEC to come on to argue, again, falsifying 34 felony counts of falsifying business records tacked on to violations of the Federal Election Campaign Act, yet no one is there to explain the Federal Election Campaign Act or election law to this jury of 12.
Well, generally speaking, it's the judge's job to instruct the jury about what the law is. Now, again, he's going to be a little bit outside of his field because he's not a federal judge, and he's probably never tried a federal campaign finance case. So he's going to be a little bit outside of his area of expertise. But you know, each side's going to get to put in their version of what they want the judge to instruct the juries, you know, as far as what the charges are and what the law is. Now, in most cases, there are standard jury instructions, okay? You know, if you got a murder case, there's a standard instruction on a murder case, you know. However, this is not a normal case. This case like this has never been brought before. So the jury instructions are going to take a lot of time to figure out and a lot of time to argue, and they're also a very ripe place for an appeal if Trump should be convicted.
The fact that the defense is rested goes without saying that Donald Trump is not testifying in this case. And David, that's sort of been an underlying question throughout this whole process. Will he or won't he? A lot of legal experts has advised, don't have the former president take the stand. You open yourself up for a ton of questioning, and clearly the attorneys were able to get that message through to the former president here. But now we're waiting to see what's going to happen during those jury deliberations. Talk to us about maybe what the mind of a juror is considering at this time when they won't be back until next week.
Yeah, you know, I'm very skeptical about the time frame. You know, you're giving the jury pretty much 6 days, 7 days to really think about this and think about the case in general. You know, look, I know they're not allowed to watch TV or listen to the radio or read the news or anything like that, but we're all going to be kidding ourselves if they haven't looked into anything. We just know that's probably not, it's impossible to do. But when you go into the deliberation room and you're deliberating, you know, you could have one individual who hopefully realizes that this is a sham, it's a show trial. There really hasn't been any evidence supporting whatever charge the prosecution is alleging Donald Trump committed. So it's going to be very interesting how this all plays out. I do believe, though, and I expect that if the jury is listening, and they, from what I see and what I've been reading, everybody has been very attentive. They are going to probably see that the prosecution really has not proven their case beyond a reasonable doubt, and they have to have that. If they don't, this jury has to acquit Donald Trump.
Dwane, one of the wild circumstances that have come out of this courtroom is that there was indeed a crime That was very easy to see. That was admitted on the stand. Michael Cohen, former attorney to President Trump, admitting to stealing around $60,000 from former President Trump, from the Trump Organization. Larceny in the state of New York. Right now, to just anyone watching, that's almost a bigger crime that we've seen and, again, admitted to. They're on the witness stand. Dwane.
Well, yeah, I mean, what Michael Cohen admitted to is a much greater crime than what Trump is charged with, And so, one of my favorite moments in a trial is when the defense rests and the jury starts looking around like going, "Is that all there is?" And I got a feeling that's what happened when the prosecution rested. I got a feeling that's what the jury did when the prosecution rested. They're like going, "That's it? There's nothing more, other than Michael Cohen admitting to stealing $60,000. I mean, that was a bombshell. That's a big deal, because Michael Cohen, even a liar can tell the truth once in a while. So the jury's going to look to other evidence about, corroborating evidence about whether or not, he was telling the truth. And there's been a whole lot of evidence that he's not telling the truth.
All right, David Gelman, Dwane Cates, great discussion with you both again on that breaking news about regards to the prosecution and defense resting their case. We appreciate that. We continue to follow the latest out of Trump's historic New York criminal trial. More legal analysis.